There's a huge difference between being self-aware and being self-conscious. Self-awareness is simply knowing who you are, knowing, your weaknesses, your strengths, and more importantly, knowing the areas of who you are that you're not quite clear on, the things that you're a little bit ignorant about yourself. That's being self-aware. Self-consciousness, on the other hand, is being sort of like afraid and ashamed of who you are and what you're doing, of being insecure about it, of being not sure as to whether your impulses and your actions are the right ones. It's easy to make somebody self-conscious. For instance, you go up to somebody and you say to them, "Ooh, is there something coming out of your nose? Like a booger?" Tell them that and they're gonna freak the fuck out. Yeah. Tell them that a booger is falling out of their nose, and what's going to happen? You might just tease about it and laugh it off and say, "Oh, I was just kidding," right? But they will be constantly touching their nose. I mean, they're going to act like they're coke addicts or some shit like that, yeah? Because they're going to be self-conscious. They're going to be insecure about who they are. That's what self-consciousness is. And especially young people are so self-conscious, and they're so frightened of what other people might say about them or think about them. And it's a terrible burden. It's a terrible burden because self-consciousness often is not undercuts what you are able to do because you do not feel confident enough to do it. It's not self-awareness. It's self-awareness that's become a knife to your soul, as opposed to a weapon to wield for your benefit. Recently, I was accused of being cringy. Somebody was saying to me that, "Oh, you're so cringy," or what have you. It was on a forum somewhere. It doesn't matter where. But the point is, they were laughing at me and saying that I'm cringy. And they knew that I was reading the forum. And they thought that by saying this, that they would make me self-conscious. That, of course, is a hoot because I know I'm cringy. I know I'm a windbag. I know who I am. I know I have great strengths and great flaws. And one of my great flaws is that I'm a windbag. I go on and on and on like an old man. Get off my lawn! And these guys thought that by pointing out the cringiness of some of the things I say or some of the things I do, that they'd make me insecure. But that kind of self-consciousness only happens to young people. See, you tell some young guy that he's cringy, he'll freak the fuck out, right? I mean, it was worse than telling him that a booger's falling out of his nose, right? Cringiness, accusations that you're this, that, the other, they are a way to control you. Now, the way you avoid this is to embrace your flaws. You don't hide from your flaws. You don't pretend that they're not there. If you're cringy, if you're awkward, if you're this, that, the other, you just got to go up to that cactus and embrace it with both arms, as tight as you can. And of course, it hurts at first. It hurts to embrace that cactus and admit that you're cringy or that you're not that clever or you're not that knowledgeable or sometimes you're this, that, the other, whatever flaw that you have. It's hard initially to embrace that cactus. But you see, as you embrace it, as you fully make it your own, you rob that flaw of the self-consciousness that it can inflict on you. You take away the power of that flaw because since you're recognizing it, you're no longer insecure about it. You recognize that you have a flaw and you're trying to fix it. Of course you are, because every flaw that you have, you want to fix it, to repair it, to have it not be a stumbling block in your life. But see, though you are trying to fix it, by embracing it and acknowledging that you are this defect or that defect or the other defect, by acknowledging it, you own it. Nobody's going to be able to ever claim that I'm cringy and thereby make me change my behavior. Somebody says that I'm cringy, I'll be like, yeah, I'm cringy, and I'll keep on acting the same way. By embracing it, not feeling self-conscious about it, by being self-aware of it, but not limited by it. I negate it. I negate the flaw. And that's almost as good as fixing the flaw. In fact, it's the first step in fixing a flaw. And some flaws, a lot of flaws, you will never be able to fix, no matter how long you live. They're just a part of you. They are ingrained. And you are going to try and fix them throughout your entire life. And as you should. That's perfectly fine to be trying to fix a flaw that is irreparable. But see, by acknowledging this flaw, even this irreparable flaw that you have, that you're trying to fix, by being self-aware, you rob it of the ability to hurt you. You'll have that flaw, but it'll be neutered. That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of embracing the cactus, embracing and being self-aware of your failings. Self-consciousness is a terrible thing. Being hyper-aware of your flaws and being powerless in the face of them. And every flaw that you have, of course, can hurt you. Of course, a flaw hurts you, a virtue helps you, or so we would hope. But you see, if you acknowledge your flaw and you're self-aware of it, and you do not allow it to dictate your actions, then you're going to be better, you're going to be stronger, you're going to be truly independent. Because you see, an independent man is a man who is self-aware but lacking in self-consciousness. That's what you should strive to be.